Today I have a variation on something I call the best hybrid crap strategy. That strategy has a lot of feel involved in it. Today I'm going to add a lot of structure to it and see if that works out better. Casino craps. It might look complicated, but at its core it's a simple game. Roll the dice, bet on the correct number, and win. Hi, I'm Jeremy and I am a craps fanatic. My job, to teach you the game, to teach you the math and some strategies, and with a little luck, you can color up. Today's strategy is part of my Dice Advice series where viewers submit strategies and I roll them out. Now this one is sent to me by Jeff Reese 7623 and he calls it the taxman. All right, how this is going to work. You pull out your $50. This is going to be a hybrid strategy again, like I mentioned. So we're going to start with a $50 don't, and then we're going to pull aside our $50 for our next shooter. We're going to call that the taxman. The rack is very important for this strategy because unlike other hybrid strategies, with this one you're always progressing your don't or your next play, and in this case we call it the taxman. So with the don't, you got a problem for the first roll. You got to avoid the 7 or 11. The 2 or 3 is a winner, the 12 is a push. But let's say we can establish a point, doesn't matter what it is. We're then going to cover the rest of the numbers. So it's either going to be $52 or $54 across the rest of the numbers. I'm just going to pull it from here. Now normally the rule is you never want your place bets to exceed your don't. You always want the 7 to be more valuable or the most valuable. So if you have 50 here, you want less. For this very first roll, we're okay. We got 54, sometimes 52, if the point's 6 or 8, we'll let it pass. But as we progress and get bigger don't pass bets, we always want to keep our place bets smaller than our don't pass bet. Now if the 7 rolls, we lose our place bets, we win back our don't. In this case, we only lose $4. That's why I said normally you want to keep them lower, but not a big deal. Ideally though, we hit some numbers, and hitting the numbers and building up is where we're going to make our money. So let's say we roll a number, let's roll the 9. We're going to, $10 bet is going to get paid 14. We're always going to pay the taxman first. So in this case, we're going to pull $5 and add it to our next bet. So now we have a $55 bet. And this we can do whatever we want with. Let's say we press the number, and this we'll just put back in our rack. So now we have a $15 9. If we roll again, we roll the 6, our $12 is going to get paid 14. Again, we've got to pay the taxman. And then we can use $6 to go ahead and press the 6 up. The rest, we don't have enough to press, we'll just rack it up. Let's say we hit a pressed up number here, we roll the 9 again, 15 is going to pay 21. Again, we're going to pay the taxman. We're going to press a number, so we can press here, we can press the 8, and then we can pull some back. I'm just trying to structure it. Obviously you could just press all of it if you want, but I'm going to pull some back and just press any number that hasn't been pressed. Let's say the 7 now rolls, down these bets come. Our $50 is going to win $50. So we didn't lose any money, we won some money. We put this all in a rack. And now we come out with a $65 don't pass bet. Now, yeah, the problem is the 7 or 11 or rolling your points. If you're doing that, you're just going to lose. Just like any strategy, there is a hole in the strategy. So that's what you have to avoid, is hitting points and hitting don'ts. But that's part of gambling. So you want to make sure that you have enough to do at least 10 shooters at the $50 level. So again, we're going to pull aside our $50. If we lose at this 65 level by either hitting the point or a 7 or 11, there's some money management built back into it because we just drop back down to our 50 because that's our next bet. But let's say we establish a point. This time the point's 8. We now have $65 to work with. So let's do our 52 across, and we have another $10 as long as it's smaller than our don't. So we're always increasing our bets. So we win more. So let's go ahead and press our 5 and 9 this time. If the 7 rolls, no problem, we make a couple dollars. If our 8 rolls, we are going to lose our don't. That's part of gambling. We replace it with just 50 because we haven't paid the taxman yet. But let's say we roll a number, we roll a 5, 15 is going to pay 21. We're going to pay the taxman. We can press our bet, or maybe we press the 6 next to it. We press that bet, and we have more that we can either press or rack or add a little more to the taxman. You know, a little prepayment to the taxman. So that's the strategy. You're always increasing because you got to pay the taxman, and then you can press as you'd like. But we're always having the 7 as the most valuable number. Why? Because it's the most likely to roll. Meanwhile, we're hoping to build our box numbers here, so we're pressing up, we're getting paid more. We can either put more into the tax account, or we could just pull it back, or a mixture of both. All right, $500 bankroll. That is enough for 10 shots at it on the don't. Set up our taxman. New shooter coming out. Let's see if we can get past the come out roll. 5 points going to be 5. So now we're going to give the dealer 55. Tell him we want 54 across. It'll be $1 change, and we'll set up here. This is at a $10 table. 54 across all the numbers. And, oh, I added one too many. There we go. Let's see what happens. 8 the hard way, 8 hard. So 12 is going to win 14. We're going to pay the taxman first. We're going to press. That goes to 18. And then we'll collect the rest, just a couple pennies. And there's the 7 out. So this is going to come down. Actually, there we go. 50 is going to win 50. Puck will go off. We can rack this up. And we're going to come out now this time with 55. So always progressing if we can. And set aside our next taxman. All right, we're going to have a new shooter. Here we go, coming out. 10, easy 10. 10 will be our point. Again, let's go to the dealer. We've got exact change, yes. 54 to the dealer. Let's roll some numbers. 8, easy 8. 12 is going to pay 14. Pay the taxman first. Dealer press to 18. And then we're going to rack a couple pennies. Oh, point hit. That's going to happen sometimes. So we're going to lose 55. Puck will go off. And we're going to come out with 55. Let's set aside our next taxman. Now we have too much out here, so we can just tell the dealer, hey, let's regress back down to 54. Pull back those couple dollars. So now we're down to 54, which is smaller than 55, so we're all set. Same shooter, though, coming out, looking for a new point. 8 easy, that's going to be our point. We're on the 8. Just move that over to the 10. And let's go at it. Yo 11. We don't care about the horn numbers for the strategy. There's a 5. So 10 is going to pay 14. We're going to pay the taxman. We're going to press our bet. We're going to collect the rest. And another 7. So these are going to come down. 25. So there's 50. 55 goes out to the player. Puck will go off. So we can rack this up. I'm going to put these whites in the back here. And we'll come out with our new $55 bet. We haven't really got a chance to progress it yet. We're not rolling any numbers. All right, we'll set aside 50 for the new taxman. New shooter. Here we go. 6, easy 6. So we need 52 to the dealer. Cross all the numbers, please. Except for the point. 52. And here we go. Well, the good news is we're not losing any money, right? There's the 7. So 52, we win 55. So there's 50, 50. I'll just pay out some green this time. 55. Oh, that's 75. 55. Puck will go off. We need some rolls to roll some numbers. Okay, so this is all going to get racked up. And you can see our new bet drops back down to the $50 level. All right, let's set a taxman up at 50. Ideally, we're going to get this bigger and bigger, but sometimes it just resets, which is kind of a nice feature built into this. All right, here we go. Coming out. Yo 11, that one hurts. Down comes the 50. We'll just replace that. Set aside our new taxman. Same shooter, looking for a point. Point's going to be 9. So we're going to need 54 across. So let me just pull from here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 54. Again, we're under a little bit, but that's okay when you're just starting. Yo 11 doesn't matter when the puck's on. 8, easy 8. My dice rolled there, it was an 8. 12 is going to pay 14. Let's pay the taxman first. Let's see, press up our bet. Rack the rest. Now hopefully we can build these numbers up. Here we go. There's a 9-point hit. Down comes the 50. It's part of the game, part of gambling. Puck goes off. This time we're going to come out for 55. Set aside our 50. Same shooter coming out. 5 is now on the 5. Dealer, move that over to the 9. We're close. If you wanted to regress this and get $6 off, you could, or you could just leave it. I'm going to pull it back. So we have 54 out here. It's covered by our $55 bet. Let's roll some numbers. We haven't had a decent roll yet. There's a 9. 10's going to pay 14. Pay the taxman. Press our bet. Collect the rest. There's a 9. There we go. So 15 is going to pay 21. We're going to pay the taxman. We're going to press our bet, and we're going to pull back 11, a little more. There's a 5, not enough. Point hit. Down comes the 55. Puck is going to go off. Now we're going to come out with a $60 bet. Same shooter hitting his points. That is not what we want to see. All right, 4, we're out on the 4. Just slide that over. And we got 54, plus we pressed up 10, 64. And we've got 60 out here, so we're probably okay. We'll just leave it as is with our 9 pressed up. You know what, yeah, we'll just leave it. All right, here we go. Maybe he'll roll some 9s for us. Point hit, ouch. All right, so we lose the 60. Puck will go off. I'm going to follow up with a don't. How many times are you going to lose this player? I don't know. We're definitely going to tell the dealer, hey, regress me back down. Same shooter, hit its 4. Here we go. 10 the hard way. You'd think 4 and 10 would be good. There's a 10. Just move that over to the 4 for me, dealer. All right, set up. Let's roll some numbers. There's a 5. 10 is going to win 14. Oh, I forgot to set aside 25, 50. I'm just going to change that out for 2 green. Okay, we're going to pay the tax man. What do we roll? The 5. We're going to press the 5. I'm going to rack the rest. And there's the 5 again. So 15 is going to pay 21. Pay the tax man. Should we press it? Press up that 5. It's hitting, right? Rack the rest. Eight the hard way. 8 hard. Need some ones here. So 12. We'll pay 14. Pay the tax man. That's it. Press the 8 by a single unit. Rack some pennies. 6, easy 6. Same thing, 12 is going to pay 14. We're going to pay the tax man. We're going to increase our bet. That goes to 18. Rack some pennies. Always want to be increasing. Oh, and there's the 10. We're hit a point again. Now, this guy hits like 4 points or something like that. All right, we're going to lose 50. Puck will go off. Now we're going to come out with 65 this time, which should cover most of the money here. I know we're pressed up. You could regress back down to 54. I'm just going to leave them pressed up because we've got most of it covered with that 65 probably. Here we go. 11. Oh, jeez. All right, so down comes 65. Let's go 50. 50. Which should have been back here, our taxman, so we'll set that up. Get our next taxman set up, 50, 50. And here we go, same shooter. Point is 10, back out on that 10. We need some things to switch in our favor a little bit here. All right, we're definitely going to have to regress back down because we don't have it covered. So let's go down to 14, pull back, down to 54. All right, here we go. He's been hitting too many points, so we're hurting around. But we just need a decent roll to come back. 10's going to win 18. Taxman, increase that 4 to 15. Pull back some. 8, easy 8. 12 will pay 14. Pay the tax man. Let's press our bet to 18. Rack a couple pennies. 3 craps, we don't care about that. 8, 8 easy. 18. It's going to pay 21. Pay the tax man first. We can increase that 8 to 24. Pull back 10. We're hitting too many points for this to be a viable play. If you're playing this way. Puck goes off. Come out now with a $65 bet. Let's pull aside our next 50. And you can see our rack has taken a beating. All right, same hot shooter. We're just pounding our head here. We're out on the 5. Move that over the 10. Because we have 65, we probably don't need to regress anything here. We got 24 and 15. All right, here we go. There's a 7. Finally done with the shooter at least. Have to set that aside. Okay, puck is going to go off. We get paid 65. The next shooter goes down to 50. We set aside our next tax man. New shooter. Hopefully better luck for us. Here we go. 8 the hard way, 8 hard. Let's go ahead and give 52 to the dealer, 52 across. We are set up. Let's roll some numbers. Anything but the point. There's a 10. 10 is going to pay 18. Pay the tax man first. We bump up the 10. We rack some. 6, easy 6. 12 will pay 14. We pay the tax man. We bump up the 6. Rack the rest. And there's the 7. It's going to come down. We're going to win our 50. Puck will go off. So we'll rack that, and then we'll come out with a $60 bet. Set aside our next tax man. That was a little better. Won a couple bucks, and now we have an increased bet out here. 6 the hard way. Now we have 64 to work with. So let's go dealer. Let's go 52 across. And maybe we'll throw in an extra $5 on the 9. So we start off a little bit higher without any, the risk. Well, any of the risk. You can't hit the point like I have done a million times. There's a 7. So yeah, that doesn't hurt. So we win our 60. Buck goes off. And we just rack that up. I think we've enjoyed enough punishment for now. Let's go ahead and count it up. We start with 500. We're at 100, 200, 225, 235, 240, 245, 250, 255, 260, 65, 70, 274. We took a pretty good beating because we just kept hitting so many points. With this strategy, you are just not going to win if you keep hammering them points. If you're enjoying my videos, consider supporting the Color Up channel by joining my club, the Color Up Club. It's an awesome community of craps enthusiasts just like me, and I also give out some free swag. So check out my website, colorup.club.